Migration will remain one of the top issues for US President-elect Donald Trump when he takes office on the 20th of January. An area of focus will be the Darién Gap, a treacherous strip of jungle connecting South and Central America. It's renowned as one of the most dangerous migration routes in the world. The number of migrants undertaking this journey has fallen in the last year as the Panamanian government clamped down on illegal crossings, and Mr. Trump is likely to support those measures. But despite the risks, for many it's seen as a vital route to the United States. Well, our reporter Mimi Swaby is with me in the studio, and she's been following a young Venezuelan migrant who has made that treacherous journey. Just, Mimi, tell us to begin with how you connected with this woman and just how it began, this story.
I first got in contact with Maria Angel, a 19-year-old Venezuelan woman, when she made it through the Darién Gap. Like thousands of migrants who make it through the jungle, she arrived at the Lagas Blancas reception centre on the Panamanian side of the jungle. It's a government-run camp where thousands of migrants go for a place to sleep, a proper meal, after this ordeal they've gone through for days, walking, wading through rivers in the jungle. She, like nearly 8 million Venezuelans, had fled their country during the economic chaos under the Maduro government. She said it was a last resort. She'd fled to Colombia 3 years before undertaking this journey, but found no luck there either. So it really was the only option in her eyes.
And there's a real race to try and get into the United States before the 20th of January, isn't there?
There is. There are many questions surrounding what this means for migrants. There's a lot of disinformation surrounding it too, and smugglers have really capitalised on that. Maria Angel was dropped off by smugglers at the edge of the Darién jungle before being left to her own devices. She was travelling with her mother and stepfather and then walked through the jungle for around 10 days. She was sexually assaulted, she was robbed. In the group behind her, there were multiple murders. It's incredibly dangerous. So on top of the natural elements, migrants are also facing and have to be confronted by violence, sexual assault, human trafficking in some cases, from armed gangs who control the region.
What is her hope, assuming she makes it? What is her goal, her aim?
Her dream is to get to the US, and that is what she's pinned this entire journey on. She's made it through the Darién Gap. She's made it through Costa Rica, Nicaragua, Guatemala, and is now in Mexico. So she's made a lot of progress, but she's still thousands of kilometers from that US-Mexico border. She's had many trials and tribulations en route. Being sexually assaulted, she was kidnapped crossing the border from Guatemala to Mexico, but there is still much more for her to do on this journey, with many questions around Mr. Trump coming into power very soon.
Mimi, thank you so much. Really interesting. Information online about this?
There'll be more across the BBC and BBC World Service.
Okay, thank you so much. Mimi Swaby there. Really interesting to track her journey.